Imagine you're trying to convince your kids to eat vegetables. Threatening no dessert, vinegar, might work once, but it builds resentment. Now imagine grating cheese over broccoli, arranging veggies into fun shapes, or letting them dip carrots in a tasty sauce. Honey. They're more likely to cooperate willingly. This everyday struggle mirrors a timeless insight from Niccolò Machiavelli, the Renaissance strategist often oversimplified as purely ruthless. Buried within his pragmatic guide for rulers, The Prince, lies a powerful tool: lure with honey. It's not about being nice for niceness' sake. It's a deliberate, calculated strategy to achieve your goals by understanding and appealing to fundamental human drives. Machiavelli observed a chaotic world where power was precarious. Leaders who relied solely on force, intimidation, or fear, the vinegar, often sparked rebellion or were swiftly overthrown. He realized that while fear could ensure short-term obedience, it was a fragile foundation. People obey out of dread, but they hate the source of that dread. Hatred, Machiavelli warned, is the quickest path to a ruler's downfall. The antidote? Strategic generosity, perceived goodwill, and offering tangible benefits, the honey. This approach doesn't necessarily create love, which Machiavelli saw as fickle, but it actively prevents the corrosive hatred that destroys power. It makes people want to comply, or at least not actively resist, because compliance feels beneficial or even rewarding to them. Think about training a dog. Yanking harshly on the leash, vinegar, might stop unwanted behavior momentarily, but it creates fear and confusion. Offering a treat and enthusiastic praise, honey, when the dog sits voluntarily, makes it eager to repeat the behavior. The dog associates you with something positive. Machiavelli's genius was applying this understanding of incentives to the complex arena of human power dynamics. He knew honey worked because it aligns with core, unchanging aspects of human nature: our self-interest, our susceptibility to appearances, our tendency towards reciprocity, and our aversion to unnecessary conflict. Offering honey isn't weakness. It's deploying a sophisticated form of leverage. It's making the path you want someone to take look like the most pleasant, rewarding, or simply easiest option available to them. Let's delve deeper into why this Machiavellian honeypot is so effective. 1. The magnetic pull of self-interest. People are naturally drawn to what benefits them and repelled by what harms them. Honey directly taps into this. A promotion opportunity, public recognition, a financial incentive, saved time, reduced hassle, social approval, or even just a feeling of importance. These are all forms of honey. When you frame your request or action as delivering one of these benefits, you speak directly to the listener's internal calculator. Doing X will get you Y. It bypasses abstract arguments and lands squarely on what's in it for me. 2. The mirage of appearances. Machiavelli stressed that how things appear is often more important than the underlying reality, especially in politics and influence. People form judgments and make decisions based on perception. By consistently appearing generous, fair, helpful, or understanding, by strategically deploying honey, you build a reservoir of goodwill and trust. This positive image acts as armor. When you later need to make a tough decision or ask for something difficult, people are more inclined to give you the benefit of the doubt. They think, he's usually reasonable, or she helped me last time. This perception smooths the path, even if the honey was a calculated investment all along. It prevents your actions from being immediately interpreted in the worst possible light. 3. The subtle chains of obligation. Humans have a deeply ingrained sense of reciprocity. When someone does something for us, even something small, we often feel a subtle pressure to return the favor. Machiavelli understood this social glue could be used strategically. Offering honey, a favor, a concession, unexpected help, creates a psychological IOU. It's not necessarily a binding debt, but it creates an opening, a sense that saying yes to your subsequent request is a way of balancing the scales. You give honey today to make collecting on the favor easier tomorrow. 4. Dissolving resistance. Force, demands, and threats trigger our natural defense mechanisms. We dig in, argue, look for loopholes, or become passive-aggressive. Honey, however, acts like a solvent on resistance. When someone feels appreciated, has just received a tangible benefit from you, or perceives your request as aligned with their own interests, their guard drops. They are less suspicious, less defensive, and more open to persuasion. The psychological barriers to compliance are significantly lowered. It's harder to say no to someone who has just made your life easier or made you feel good. Now let's explore this principle in even broader real-life contexts, seeing the honey trap in action. The restaurant owner and the food critic. A new struggling restaurant discovers a notoriously harsh critic is dining incognito. Vinegar. The owner panics, instructs staff to hover nervously, perhaps even sends out overly elaborate compliments of the chef dishes that disrupt the critic's experience, signaling awareness and desperation. This often backfires, highlighting insecurity. Machiavellian honey. The owner ensures service is impeccably smooth, but unobtrusive. The critic receives the same attentive but natural service as any guest. However, noticing the critic subtly struggling to choose between two specials, the server genuinely offers, "Both are excellent tonight, but chef is particularly proud of the sea bass. It came in incredibly fresh this morning. Can I bring you a small taste of each to help you decide?" Later, if dessert seems skipped, the server might mention, "Chef noticed you enjoyed the main course and wanted you to try his signature espresso panna cotta, a small palate cleanser on the house." The honey here is genuine, helpful service, making the critic feel well cared for. The unexpected taste, a small, thoughtful gift, and the complimentary dessert, appearing generous. The critic feels valued and experiences the restaurant at its best, disarmed by the positive attention and generosity, making a harsh review feel less justified. The honey wasn't fawning. It was strategic excellence and thoughtful perks. The nonprofit and the reluctant donor. A charity needs a major gift from a wealthy individual known to be skeptical of overhead costs. Vinegar, bombarding them with generic pleas, focusing on the charity's desperate needs and administrative burdens. Result: donor feels pressured and doubts efficiency. Machiavellian honey. The charity director invites the donor not to ask for money, but to seek their expert advice on streamlining operations or investing a small pilot project fund effectively, flattering their business acumen. Honey. They provide ultra-transparent, concise reports showing minimal overhead before any ask. They then offer a very specific, tangible opportunity. Based on your feedback, we designed Project Clean Water for Village X. A $50,000 investment would fund the well and local maintenance training, impacting 500 people. We'd name the project in your family's honor and provide quarterly impact reports with photos. The honey is valuing their expertise, appealing to ego, demonstrating efficiency, building trust, offering a concrete, named outcome, tangible benefit legacy, and promising clear accountability, reducing risk perception. The donor feels consulted, respected, and sees exactly where their money goes, transforming skepticism into a motivated investment. The employee and the stubborn colleague. You need Jim from another department known for being territorial to share crucial data for your project. Vinegar, going over his head to his boss demanding the data. Result, Jim feels undermined, becomes obstructive, and delays or provides minimal useless information. Machiavellian honey. You approach Jim acknowledging his expertise. Jim, I know you're the go-to person for understanding the customer trends in Region Y. I'm working on Project Alpha, and your insights would be invaluable for shaping the strategy. Would you have 15 minutes this week for a quick chat? I'd love to run some initial thoughts by you and hear your perspective first. After the meeting, where you genuinely listen, you say, "This was incredibly helpful, Jim, thanks. Would it be possible to get a snapshot of the Q3 data points you mentioned? It would really strengthen the proposal, and I'll make sure the final report highlights your team's contribution." The honey is acknowledging his expertise, appealing to pride, seeking his advice first, making him feel valued, listening genuinely, building rapport, and offering to credit his team, providing a benefit recognition. Jim feels like a consulted partner, not a data vending machine, making him far more likely to cooperate willingly. Negotiating the car purchase. You want a significant discount on a used car. Vinegar, pointing out every flaw aggressively, making lowball offers, threatening to walk away immediately. Result, salesperson hardens their position or ends the negotiation. Machiavellian honey, build rapport first, comment on the busy dealership, ask about their day, small honey. Express genuine interest in that specific car. I've test-driven a few, but this one just feels right, handles beautifully, making them feel they have something desirable. Do your homework. I see similar models listed around $18,500, but I'm committed to buying today if we can find a number that works. Based on the mileage and the slight wear on the driver's seat, acknowledging reality, not attacking. Could we explore options closer to $17,000? Then be prepared to wait silently. The honey is rapport, sincere praise for the car, making the seller feel good, showing you're a serious, informed buyer, reducing hassle for them, and being reasonable, not insulting. This makes the seller more inclined to find a way to meet you part-way to close the deal smoothly. Machiavelli's brilliance lies in recognizing honey's power, but also its limitations and the need for ruthless pragmatism in its application. Honey must have a purpose. Every drop of honey should serve your strategic goal. Random acts of kindness without a clear objective are sentimentality, not statecraft. Are you disarming a critic, building obligation, securing future cooperation, masking a harder move? Know why you're giving it. The vinegar backup. Never let your honey make you seem weak. Machiavelli's prince must always be prepared to use force. If the honey fails, if someone exploits your generosity, or if defiance arises, you must swiftly and decisively apply the vinegar. Consequences, removal, or force. The capacity for vinegar makes the honey effective. It prevents others from mistaking kindness for vulnerability. Your honey should be given from a position of perceived strength. Dosage control. Give enough honey to achieve the desired effect, but avoid extravagance that depletes your resources or creates unsustainable expectations. A prince who gives away his treasury to be loved becomes poor and powerless. The gift should be significant enough to be noticed and appreciated relative to the target and the goal, but not ruinous to you. A well-timed, moderate gift is often more effective than a lavish, unexpected one. Timing is tactical gold. Honey is most potent when offered proactively, at the first sign of potential resistance, or as the first step in a planned sequence. Offering honey after you've already angered someone or imposed harsh measures often looks like weakness or desperation, undermining its effect. The appearance of sincerity, even in calculated generosity, depends heavily on timing. Know your target, and when honey is futile. Honey works on those motivated by self-interest, pride, or a sense of fairness. It is wasted on the relentlessly hostile, the fanatically opposed, or those who only respect raw power. Trying to lure a sworn enemy with honey is folly. Similarly, in a crisis requiring immediate, decisive action to crush a rebellion, hesitation to deploy vinegar in favor of honey can be fatal. Machiavelli's pragmatism demands using the right tool ruthlessly for the situation. Ultimately, luring with honey is Machiavelli's masterclass in indirect influence. It's understanding that people are complex creatures driven by desires and aversions. By strategically satisfying those desires or offering to remove those aversions, you align their self-interest with your own objectives. You make the desired action feel less like a command and more like an opportunity, a favor, or even their own idea. It's the art of making the path of compliance the path of least resistance and perceived greatest reward for the other person. Think of a river. Vinegar is like trying to dam it or force it uphill. It requires immense energy, creates pressure, and risks catastrophic failure. Honey is like digging a new, attractive channel downhill. The water, people, flows willingly and naturally in the direction you've made most appealing. The honey is the shaping of the channel, the smooth incline, the removal of obstacles. It's persuasion through environmental design, leveraging human nature rather than fighting against it. So, the next time you face resistance, a negotiation, or simply need someone's cooperation, pause. Resist the instinctive reach for demands or threats. Channel your inner Machiavelli. Ask, what strategic honey can I deploy? What small favor can I offer first? What genuine or strategically valuable praise can I give? What tangible benefit can I align with my request? How can I make this person feel valued and heard? How can I frame my need as their opportunity? This calculated generosity, rooted in a clear-eyed understanding of human drives, is not manipulation in the petty sense, but the application of timeless wisdom for effective action. It's recognizing that the sweetest path to getting what you want is often to make others feel like they're getting something sweet too. The honeypot, used wisely, is mightier than the sword, or at least ensures the sword stays sheathed far more often. Seek wisdom.